Welcome back, everyone. I've shown this project before, and for those of us who are joining late, so I've done a complete video where we build this from scratch using React and Material UI. And now I was looking at this and I realized that it is missing pagination. So if I come here, then there's no way for me to go next, next, next. So in this video, we are going to build exactly that. If I come here to my components, then I will collapse all this, and then I can add a new folder. And inside of it, I'll add a new file, index.js. All right, so let me quickly type the export. All right, so I got my pagination. Let's use it. So the ideal place would be where we have products. So I'll go to products and index.js. And right after the grid, I'll say app pagination, like so. So there you go. So we got our pagination. Let's center it. So for that, I'll come here and wrap this in a box. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll say justify content, and let's say center, and we'll say align items center, like so. And let me close this. And for this to work, I'll say display of flex. All right, so that's great. And then I'll throw in some margin on top and bottom. So I'll say SX, right? And we will do margin. So let's do 20 pixel and 0 pixel. Awesome. All right, so where do we begin? Well, we'll come here and get rid of this, and then I'll say pagination. So this is a component that comes from Material UI, right? And we don't need this. This is just a self-closing tag. So I'll do that. Now, so a pagination default, the count is 1. So of course we need to give it a count. So for example, if I come here and I do a count of, let's say, 10, then I will get that many numbers. All right, so what we need is we need to give it the count, and then every time we hit next, then we need to give it, to load the next that many set of products. So that means we need a page size. So a page size is how many items you display on a page. And what I'll do is for us, we will start with a page size of 3, but of course you can go 20, whatever. So I'll say page size of 3, right? So this is how many items I'll show at a time on a page. Okay, and there's a couple of more things that we need to do. But before we actually go ahead with this, we need some sort of a service to grab the data for us. So for that, we'll create a mock service. So I'll come over here to my source. I'll right click and I'll say new folder. And this is where I'll put all my services, like so. Within that, I'll create a new file, index.js, like that. All right, so let me do this. So now within the service, what I can do is I can say const service. So this is an object, and I'll say get data is a function, right? And we will do like that. So for starters, it's just going to return the products, and it will return a promise. The reason is because when you do a network call, you don't know when are you going to get your data back. So we'll return a promise, and then whoever is calling it, the client will use that. So I can say return new promise, right? And then it takes two things. So a resolve function and a reject. All right, so I'll do like that. So let's minimize this. So I will do resolve. Let's say everything went well. I'll say resolve. And then what we will do is, so I'll return two things. A count, which will be products. So this is the products, remember, that we created. So it'll be length. All right, and then we need to return the data. So for now, I'll just say products. All right, so then I'll come here and I'll say export default service, right? So that's that. So now I'll come over here to my pagination and we can start using this. So what I will do is I'll say use effect. We'll use a use effect. And I will, for starters, let's just print this and see what we get. So I'll say service dot get data dot. Remember it's a promise, so let's say then response. And then for now, I'll just do response. Let's see what we get. Okay, so I'll come over here and open the console so we can see. And let me save everything and let's see. Beautiful. So we got our count because we have 6 items. And then in the data, we got all the elements. Beautiful. Let me refresh this. All right, so what I need is I need a state. So I'll come here and I'll say const. I'll say pagination, set pagination. All right, it's going to be a state. All right, so inside of it, it's going to be an object. And what I need is count. Initially, I'm at 0, and then from 0, and then 2 will be page size. And then what I can do is I need to give this data, this info to here, to get data function to give us that info. So for that, what I'll do is I'll come over here and I will say here from and to. All right, and then what we need to do is we need to splice the data. So I'll say const data is equal to products dot slice, and I'll say from to. Slice is an array function. All right, and then this will change to data, right? So now I'll save this one. And of course, it's going to error out because we need to supply that info. So what I'll do is I will come here and I will do from, we'll say pagination dot from, and we'll say to is pagination dot to. All right, so let's save that. There you go. That worked. So now we're going to still get the same data, but now as you can see, it's limited to just the first 3 items, right? The super backpack and the Elite series. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to, when we hit next, we need to update this. So how do we do that? Well, before we go there, I need to come here and say pagination.count. I'll save that and let me refresh. And nothing will happen because we're not doing any updates yet. So what I can do is I can come here and I can say set pagination, right? And then we can do the spread operator. And then I can say count is response.count, like so. And let's save it. And so this is the count. And now what we need to do is we need to come here and divide this by the page size, right? And you want to do a math.ceiling on it. Seal. Like that. So what it's doing is, so the total count is 6, and then the page size is 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that's how many pages you have. It's very simple math. All right, so now with that done, then we also need to set the products. And the products we know is over there. So now with that done, what we need to do is handle the page change when somebody clicks next. So what I will do is I'll say on change, right? We'll say handle page change. So now what is handle page change? Well, it is a function. So I'll say const handle page change. Now you get 2 things. You get an event, right? And you get the page. So we can then use that to set the from and to. So I'll say const from is equal to page minus 1, right, times page size. I'll say const 2 is equal to page minus 1 into page size plus page size. And then I can say set pagination. Again, we will do the spread operator, right? And I can say from is from, to is to. All right, so let's say page is 1, right? So I'm on first page, so 1 minus 1 is 0, and then 0 into anything is basically, well, 0. So that means from is 0. Then for this one, again, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 into anything is 0, so and then this is 3, so this will be 3. So that means you're going to display 0 to 3. Now let's say I click next, so it's going to increment this to 2, so 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 into 3 is 3, and then 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 into 3 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, so it's going to display 3 to 6. And that's how it works when you keep clicking next. So now that's that. So with that done, now we need to run the use effect hook every time the from and to changes. So a simple way would be just coming here and saying pagination.from or pagination.to. So let's save that, and I'm going to refresh. All right, so now what will happen? So let me actually console this also, log, and we will say response, right, like that. All right, so now if I refresh and then if I hit next, you see initially I get the first 3 items, super backpack, new hip, blah blah blah, and then when I hit next, I got the next 3 items, which is 4, 5, 6. Now if I go back, then I get the previous 3 items. Beautiful. All right, so now the only thing left now is to hook that into here and use it. So now, as you can see, initially we were bringing all the products at once, but now we need to change it to for it to work with the pagination. So I guess what I can do is I can come here and I can say const, I can say products, set products equal to a use state. This will be an empty array, okay? And now I'm going to get rid of this products because we don't need it. So I'll get rid of that, and then it's going to use this one. And if I now save it, that should get rid of the product because it's an empty array. And then what I will do is I need to come here and I need to pass in a function. I'll say set products is equal to a function that's going to take products, and then I can call my hook set products to p. All right, we'll close this off, and now we'll go to add pagination, and we need to use that. So I'll say set products, right? And so here we're getting the products. So I think I'm passing that in the data. All right. So what we will do is we will come here and we will say set products. I'm calling this callback function, and then I'm going to say response dot data. All right. So let's save it. Beautiful. So now we got the first 3 items, and if I hit number 2, I got the next 3 items. How awesome is this? So if you have, let's say, 100 products, you can change this and so to whatever page you want. So let's say if I do 6, so now it will show me all the products because it's only 1 page. But you get the idea now. And now you can add pagination to your app. Now the other thing I can do is I can come here and change the color. So I can say color primary, and that will actually show me the change the color to our theme. So let's recap. So to use pagination, you need to define a count and an on-change handler. The count is how many items you want to display. Well, it will be basically the your total count, right? And then divided by the page size. And then you also need to input a page change handler so that you can update it from and to. And then we use a hook to update these 3 in our use state. And then back here, we're just using an add pagination with a callback function that can be called to update the products. And finally, we have a mock service. So you can come here and replace this with a call to your database. We'll be adding that in the future to call the Amazon Web Service and get data from there. I hope that helps, and that'll be it for now. We'll be adding more to it. Please like and subscribe. Bye for now.